Skill 17 says the counter shows the mass in kilograms of a male hippopotamus. So here's the mass of the hippopotamus. What is the value of the digit 9 in this number? So they want us to talk to them about place value. Since they want to talk about place value, it means we need a place value chart. I'm going to go ahead and make my place value chart. I know that I need a comma and I need a decimal. I'm going to leave plenty of room in between them. Here's my decimal. I know that right next to the decimal is the ones place. After the ones place, what place value would be next? What would this place value be? Alexa?
Tens.
Tens place. Okay, so we've got
And
the...
what page are we on?
This is skills 17.
Okay, thank you.
We've got the ones place. We've got the tens place. What's the next place? Ones, tens, and then what's this? Alexa?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. The ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place. I can say I need one more place value after my comma. Alexa, what's next?
Thousands.
Thousand. I've got my ones, my tens, my hundreds, and my thousands. Okay. But I also see that I've got some place values after my decimal as well. Got two, in fact. What is this first place value after the decimal? Kylie, what's this first place value after the decimal?
Tens.
Tenths, got it. And this one, again, I'm writing in lowercase letters, so I don't get it confused with my tens place. On top of the tenth, I've told you all before, whenever I have a place value chart and it has decimals, I always write some extra notes. Top of the tenths, I always write dimes and 0.1. What about after the tenth? What's that next decimal place value? Kylie?
Hundredths.
The hundredths. And just like the tenth, the hundredth gets some extra notes. Well, this one has pennies and 0.01. I'm going to copy my number. I'm going to make sure I use that comma and that decimal to keep everything in its right place. 1, comma, 7, 0, 6, decimal, 2, 9. They want to know about the value of the digit 9. So I'm going to circle that. That's the one they want. A is 0.9. Is my 9 right next to my decimal? No. I see here's my 9. There's a space here, another place value, and then the decimal. So that is not it. B says 9.100. Is my 9 in front of my decimal? Or is it behind the decimal? Kylie, is it in front of the decimal or behind the decimal?
It's behind the decimal.
Behind the decimal. So this one has it in front of the decimal, not where it belongs. C, 0.09. Here's a decimal. Here's a space, a place value, and then the 9. That puts it into the right place. Just like on top of the hundredth, we put 0.01. Except it's not a 1 in the hundredth place, it's a 9. So 0.09 would be the decimal. So this looks pretty good. D says not here. Well, I already found one that matches it, so I'm definitely not going to pick D. My answer should be C. Problem 2. The numeral is written in expanded notation. 4 times 10,000. 3 times 1,000. Sorry, plus 3 times 1,000. Plus 5 times 100. Plus 4 times 0.1. Which shows the numeral in standard form. So they gave us a number in expanded form and they just want us to tell them which one of these is in, or which one of these answer choices matches this number, just in regular form. To do this, I'm going to go ahead and use a place value chart. This is my biggest place value. So this is where I'm actually going to start this time. 10,000. So I know I need a 10,000 place. What place value would be here, next to the 10,000? What's smaller than a 10,000? What's the smaller place value from the 10,000? Haley?
1,000.
So the thousands place. A comma. What's smaller than a thousands place? What's that place value next to it? Kylie?
100.
100. What's smaller than 100 place? Noah, what's next?
Tens.
Tens. After the tens, what comes next? Ezekiel. We've got our 10,000s, our thousands, our hundreds, our tens. What's the next place value?
Ones.
Ones. We've got the ones. I do see that I need some decimals. I'm going to need to put another one here. Who can tell me what's that first decimal place value? Kylie?
The tenths.
The 10th. Again, I'm writing that one lowercase so I don't get it confused. I am going to put those extra notes though. Top of the tenths, I'm going to put dimes 0.1. Okay, so let's fill in the clues that we know. 4 times 10,000. So that means in my 10,000s place, I'm going to put a 4. Plus 3 times 1,000. 3 in my thousands. I did this, I did this. 5 times 100. On my hundreds place, I'm going to put a 5. Got that? 4 times 0.1. Here's 0.1. So my 4 is going to go all the way back here. Well, those are all the things they told me, but I've got blank spaces. What can I do to these blank spaces so they won't just be blank? Violet? What could I use to fill in these blank spaces?
You can add zeros.
I can put zeros. So this is the number that they want. 43,500.4. Take a look at my answer choices. 435,004. No. Take a look at where that comma is and notice that they don't have a decimal in that first answer choice. Next answer choice, 43,504. That's close. Got the 43,000 part, got the 500 part, but again, there's no decimal. Make sure we have our skills page, okay, Jadine? Okay. H, 43,504 tenths. Got the 43,000. It's got the 500. And it has my decimal and my 4. J, 43,504 hundredths. Well, that's really close. Got the 43,000 part. Got the 500 part. It does have a decimal, but look at what they did. Instead of 0.4, they have 0.04. That is not correct. So it's not F, it's not G, not J. It is H. Problem 3. In the number shown below, one digit is underlined and one digit is circled. I can see here they have 66,000. They underlined 1/6 and circled the other. Which statement is true? Which statement about the circled digit is true? Okay, I'm going to put an arrow on top of that circled one, because that's the one they want me to look at. Circled digit. When they ask you about the value of certain digits, just like we've done on these other problems, they're asking you about the values of digits. Use a place value chart. Thankfully, these numbers are big enough where I can draw my place value chart around them. If they gave it to me in small numbers, like these ones, I'd want to draw my own. That way I have enough space. But if it's larger like these ones, I can go ahead and use them. We have our ones place, our tens place, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000. We've talked about problems like these before. It was a while back. I want to make sure I go over this. When they're comparing the values of different place values, they're trying to compare them. I told you there are only 2 possible answers that could be correct when we compare the value of different place values. One answer works if the number is bigger. Or sorry, if the place value is bigger. The other works if the place value is smaller. Who remembers when place values are getting bigger, how much bigger do they get? Kylie?
10 times bigger.
They get 10 times bigger. When place values get smaller, how much smaller do they get? Kylie, you remember that one?
You know how you put the one the line in the 10? It is 1/10 smaller.
Very good. 1/10 smaller. We have 10 times and 1/10. If it's getting bigger, it's getting 10 times bigger. If it's getting smaller, it's getting 1/10 smaller. Those are the only two answer choices that I could pick. Now, since they want me to look at the circled digit, who can tell me, is this circled digit, is it the bigger place value or the smaller place value? Alexa, is it the bigger one or the smaller one?
From what?
Well, look at these two place values, right? They underlined one, they circled the other one. They told us to focus on the circled one. Is this circled place value bigger or smaller?
It's smaller.
Smaller. So I want an answer choice that says 1/10. A, its value is 60 times the value of the underlined digit. B, its value is 1/60th the value of the underlined digit. Now this is close, but it's not 1/60th. It's always 10, either 10 times or 1/10. C, its value is 1/10 the value of the underlined digit. This one is what I'm looking for. D, its value is 10 times greater than the value of the underlined digit. No, not 10 times, because it's not the bigger place value. My answer should be C.